Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness process. It's a process because you can you can wake up every morning and scramble and rush around and try and force the day, or you can take some time to settle in, to take a deep breath and set an intention for the day. Whichever way you go, whichever energy, whichever energetic vibration you are in, is how the day will tend to proceed. You can take a deep breath in and relax. And allow the day to unfold rather than flooding your body with cortisol and stress and going hard and running from crisis to crisis. Allow yourself to be relaxed. When you are relaxed, the day flows easier. You still encounter problems, but in a relaxed state of mind, you have clearer thinking. You can find solutions. The problems go away and they're solved more easily when you're in a relaxed state of being. I'm going to take some time to read some more of Bob Proctor's ABCs of Success. The mind, the magnificent machine. Bob Proctor says, I want you to imagine that you own the most magnificent automobile ever built. By some stroke of magic, you never had to touch the vehicle. It was in a constant state of perfect performance. It was housed in a dust-free environment, and the only time you ever used this prized possession was once a week when you drove it to the corner store to do your shopping. Ridiculous, to be sure. However, we have something far more valuable. Yet for some strange reason, the only use most people ever give it could be compared to the infrequent use of the automobile I just mentioned. It is our brain, the organizer, the controller, the information processing center of our body. Though it only makes up 2% of our body's weight, it hogs 20% of the blood supply. It seems to take care of itself without any assistance from us. It eats first, that is, it takes its share of nutrients from the blood, regardless of what has to go elsewhere. In case of malnutrition, the brain is last to starve. It is the most powerful electrical instrument that has ever evolved. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, who was in charge of data processing for one of America's largest corporations, once told me that what is coming over the next decade will make anything we have today in data processing look primitive. Well, that's so incredibly true. Just look at what has happened in the last 10 years, the last 5 years, even the last year in technology. Things are speeding up. Things are processing faster and faster and faster. Bob Proctor passed away in 2022, and he wrote this book several years ago. Imagine how fast the way the world has sped up in the last 5 years. I think there's been more changes in the last 20 years combined. But Dr. Peel said, what is coming is a toy compared to your brain. You can use your brain to think, to build ideas, to solve any problem. You can use it to literally transform your life. It is there, finely tuned, self-maintained, all ready to drive you wherever you choose to go. And when you gain an understanding of the inner workings of your conscious mind and subconscious mind, you'll really tap into your power and see your brain as a toy compared to your mind. Your brain is an electronic switching station. It is an instrument of the mind. Mind is the greatest power in all creation. The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. All the breaks you need in life wait within your imagination. Imagination is the workshop of your mind, capable of turning mind energy into accomplishment and wealth. The empires of the future are the empires of the mind. Now think about what motivates you. How are you going to use that marvelous mind when you get into a relaxed state of being and allow yourself to imagine? You can bring all kinds of beautiful pictures into your mind, and you can see so clearly what you want. Or you can use it against you to see clearly what you don't want. And the funny thing is, what we focus on grows. So if you're a person who tends to spend a lot of time worrying and fearing and thinking about what could go wrong, you're spending your energy creating more of what you don't want. Turn in the other direction and start investing your energy in what you do want. Imagine the beautiful automobile that you always wanted, or the home, or the family, the trip, the purposeful work that you do that changes the way people live their lives. Are you as healthy as you want to be and happy? Think about if everything was going well, what would your ideal day look like? How would you be spending your time? What matters most to you? Are you spending most of your time, most of your energy in what's most important in your life? It's going to take work to get what you really want, but if you're working towards a goal that inspires you, that is so much more fun than just working and grinding it out to pay bills. What motivates you? Bob Proctor writes about motivation. He says, in almost every home or office you enter, you will find a trophy, plaque, or certificate in recognition of some achievement. These awards can play an important role in a person's life. They are great reminders that we can do work worthy of recognition. They can also provide the fuel that fires up our engines and can encourage us to continue on to greater achievements and personal growth. These trophies can and will serve these purposes if we choose to let them. On the other hand, we could make the terrible mistake of resting on our laurels, patting ourselves on the back, talking about the good old days when we were making it happen, while all the while our creative abilities are shut down. They're not getting the exercise they need for us to continually produce in an award-winning way. When Bob Proctor passed away at the age of 87, he still had big goals that he wanted to accomplish in his life. And he said, goals are not to get, they are to grow you, to stretch you, to become more, to live a more fulfilling life. He says, well, it's true that we do not need plaques or trophies to confirm how well we can or are doing. They can serve a purpose. Positive reinforcement is good for us. It would probably be a good idea for all of us to check our wall of achievement. Make a mental note of the date on your last award. Become aware of what we're presently doing. It is very easy to slip into a rut of conformity and just move along at the speed of the masses, whatever is going on outside of us, whatever everyone else is doing. These awards definitely serve as a source of renewal in one's mind. They can also trigger fond memories in the autumn of our lives. It is the time between the first and last award where the game of life is played. Make your next performance another award-winning one. Charles Schwab said, I consider my ability to arouse enthusiasm among men the greatest asset I possess. The way to develop the best that is in a man is by appreciation and encouragement. What is it that you really want? You can be whatever you want, but you have to see it in your mind and believe it in your heart, and then take action steps in that direction. But the easiest way to make it come true is to form the picture in your mind and to live as if you're already there, already grateful, already the person that you want to become. Practice that in your mind. Rehearse it. Act as if you already have that goal. And the way opens up, the way is shown. Take one step on the path. Start acting as if, and the universe rewards you. Your action creates reactions in the universe. So you have to take the first step. Act as if, move in the direction of your goal. And all the people, resources, circumstances, situations, everything you need shows up at the right place when you're in the receiving mode, when you are grateful and expecting that it's here, it's now. Franklin D. Roosevelt said, confidence thrives on honesty, on honor, on the sacredness of obligations, on faithful protection, and on unselfish performance. Without them, confidence cannot live. There will be obstacles. Whatever it is that you choose is on the other side of fear. If you have a big, beautiful goal, if you knew how it was going to happen, you would already have it. So don't worry about the how. Just take steps in the direction of what you really want. Imagine you're already there. Think from that goal already accomplished. How would you be speaking? How would you be acting? Who would you be surrounding yourself with? It is said we are the sum total of the 5 people that we spend most of our time with. And you will encounter obstacles. They're not there to stop you. They are there to condition you, to strengthen you. Bob talks about the obstacle course in life. Obstacles are something everyone encounters in life. The trick of a successful life is to conquer the obstacles as they appear. He says, I can vividly remember doing my basic training in the Navy many years ago. We would get hauled out of bed at a ridiculous hour and marched in the cold to an obstacle course. I was very young at the time and never understood what the Navy was doing or why they were doing it. And at the time, it appeared to me as if my government had hired people who had a sadistic streak in their personality and paid them to design these obstacle courses. I honestly believed they were trying to kill us. Looking back today, hopefully much wiser and certainly much richer from those experiences, I realize they were trying to toughen us up. The obstacles were causing my peers and me to get in touch with something within us we didn't even know was there. There's something else of real value I can see today that I totally missed years ago. Although there was always a certain amount of hostility felt by everyone prior to these marches, it was an enthusiastic group that returned. Tired, but enthused. We had accomplished something. We conquered the obstacles. The leaders we referred to as sadistic prior to the march suddenly turned into good guys when we returned victorious. They were the same people with whom we were laughing and joking. If you're in the middle of what appears to be an obstacle course today, reach out to meet those obstacles, conquer them, and I guarantee that you will see yourself as a stronger, wiser, and happier person. The marvelous richness of human experience would lose something of rewarding joy if there were no limitations to overcome. The hilltop hour would not be half so wonderful if there was no dark valleys to traverse. Booker T. Washington said, I have learned that success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has had to overcome while trying to succeed. Action is character. Wow, think of all the people who you admire most. They're not the ones with the silver spoon in their mouth. They're the ones who put in the work and created something out of nothing. They're the ones who started out homeless and then reached multimillionaire status. They're the ones who came from abject poverty and grew and worked and accomplished something so big that it changed the world. You can read biographies of great people. They're the ones who overcame the biggest obstacles. So, whatever mountain you're facing in your life, go after it, go through it, go around it, conquer it with enthusiasm. You're going to feel so much more pride in your accomplishments than if it was easy. George Bernard Shaw once said, "People are always blaming circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get up on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, they make them." I want to suggest that beginning today, for the next 30 days, you attempt to take control over your circumstances. Millions of people are missing golden opportunities every day because they permit circumstances to stop them from accomplishing what they must accomplish to get what they want. Whenever you find yourself saying or thinking, "I would like to do this or that, but I can't because," understand that whatever follows because is a circumstance. And the moment you say those words, you have given circumstance control over you. Bob Proctor tells a story. He says, "The other day I was speaking with the executive officer in charge of a well-known sales organization. He explained that they were 15% behind quota for the year. When I asked him what they were going to do to make up for the shortfall, he quickly replied they would not be able to." And then he began justifying his position. Shun Fujimoto, a Japanese gymnast with a fractured leg in a plastic cast from his hip to his toe, was a gold medal winner at the Olympics in Montreal. He would not permit circumstances to keep him from realizing his dream. In the 1950s, there was a good reason why you could not fit a powerful computer into a briefcase. Someone would not accept that idea. Today, you can carry a larger computer in your back pocket. High achievers make things happen because they will not permit circumstances to stop them. Stop justifying your position, all the reasons why you are where you are, why you can't do what you want to do. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. Decide what you want and start taking action from it already accomplished in your mind. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. Neil Armstrong said the important achievement of Apollo was demonstrating that humanity is not forever chained to this planet, and our visions go rather further than that, and our opportunities are unlimited. Not that many generations ago, people believed the world was flat. Change the way you think. Conquer your circumstances. You will be so enthusiastic about life, so proud of your accomplishments, and life becomes a game that you play, and it's so much more fun, so much more rewarding when you go after what you really, truly desire. And don't let anyone else talk you out of it. Whatever you say, "I can't do that because," those are circumstances that have control over you. If you changed your thinking, you would find a solution. If you started believing in yourself, in your infinite capabilities, infinite opportunities start to show up for you. Mankind is not the creature of circumstances. Circumstances are the creatures of mankind. We are free agents. And mankind is more powerful than matter. That's really, when you think about the term mind over matter, use your mind to create what matters in your life. Everything starts in the mind. Decide what you're going after. Decide what you really want. Don't let circumstances get in the way. When you think from the end, when you have a beautiful idea, when you know in your heart what you want, peace, calm, freedom, money, a certain lifestyle, spend some time in your imagination, breathing into that picture, connecting to that energy, getting into that state of already being there, already being that, already being the person that has that goal accomplished. And in that quiet, calm, energetic state of being, all kinds of new ideas will come to you. Write them down and go after them. Take action as soon as you can so that fear doesn't sabotage your success. Take a deep breath in and let go of the how. Write down what you really want. One thing you want more than anything. Decide and start on the path to that beautiful goal. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Enjoy your day. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.